acrobatic, I'm not flipping on my bros, no.
Tweet.
So you guys, I want to bring out this video on Ja Morant and go over a few things such as his recent incident between the Indiana Pacers. There's been a lot of rumors and articles surfacing around on social media lately. So you already know we're going to go over this, and let's just talk about on what really happened. Before I start this video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video as well, and also press the notification bell for future updates. Now let's get to it. So we all know Ja is currently 23 years old, and he also is in his 4th season in the NBA playing with the Memphis Grizzlies. So far throughout 45 games and averaging 32 minutes, Ja has been putting up 27 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 46 field goal percentage and shooting 32% from the 3-point line. Just recently, he was selected as a 2-time All-Star this year, finishing 3rd in fan voting. And there also is a possibility that Ja Morant could start during the All-Star game this year as well, due to Stephen Curry being out to a left leg injury. The Memphis Grizzlies are currently sitting in the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, which is actually good. Like Ja Morant said, he's fine in the West, and as you can see, he actually is, because they're still holding their spot. Even though there's been a lot of trades recently that's been going on before the trade deadline, the Western Conference is really stacked now, definitely after the Phoenix Suns obtaining Kevin Durant. So for the Memphis Grizzlies, they're still hungry and they understand on what they have to do. There's a reason why Ja Morant said during the interview he feel like they're one of the most hated teams in the league, just because every time when the Grizzlies do something, everybody cares and they're always in the spotlight. But for other teams, it's not the same. So I definitely understand on where Ja was coming from. And also, if you guys do not know, Ja Morant is currently ranked 10th in the Kia MVP ladder, sitting behind Julius Randle when he was just ranked 7th last week. So hopefully he can pick it up, and we're going to see on where he stands for the remainder of the season. Now, the reason why I'm bringing out this video is because I know you guys been hearing the rumors and also been seeing the articles that's been surfacing around on social media dealing with the incident between Ja Morant and the Indiana Pacers. Basically, on January the 29th, which was on a Sunday, the Memphis Grizzlies hosted a home game against the Indiana Pacers. And during the 3rd quarter, things started to get really heated because at first, Ja had an altercation with Chris Duarte. Chris kept pushing and shoving Ja with his hand, and Ja immediately got frustrated and pushed his arm out the way. They got in his face telling him, "Don't touch me." Shortly after, both teams got involved, including the refs and the coaches, trying to break up the altercation between these two. Meanwhile, on the other side of the court, while all this was going on, Ja Morant's friend Devontae, who was D-Tap, he got out of his seat and walked on the court past the ref, talking to the Pacers players, saying, "Come get some of this. You don't know how we roll. I'll show you what I got." He then was escorted from the arena by security. Ja also had another altercation with Andrew Nembhard as well. Ja claims it all started when Andrew told his father to shut up. Then he immediately got involved to check his temperature, and Ja said that he didn't have a fever at all. So once the game ended, Ja's friend D-Tap and a few other people, they was waiting about 30 to 40 yards away from the Indiana Pacers team bus. Then they started shouting at the Pacers players and staff and just everybody that was over there. So about 20 minutes after that, Ja then arrived from leaving the arena because he just finished a game, of course. So he was in the locker room just getting himself together. So right when he left the arena, he got in an SUV with D-Tap. But 2 of the members of the Pacers traveling party claims that once Ja got in the SUV moved towards the Indiana Pacers bus, turned, then also slowed down, and then they noticed a red laser coming from the car and being trained on players and coaches as well. So as you can see, what they're basically saying is that when Ja Morant was in the SUV, somebody was inside the car with a gun that had a laser on it. Ja even spoke out on Twitter about this incident, saying, "Did an investigation seen they were capping, still let an article come out to paint this negative image on me and my fam, and ban my brother from home games for a year? Unbelievable." So Ja really feel like he's being attacked, and I don't blame him for feeling the way he feel, because when you just read all the people's comments on social media, everybody is talking down on Ja Morant just because of the way he carried himself, which is so lame to me, because at the end of the day, he's an NBA player. He makes millions of dollars. He can act however he wants to act. I'm just so tired of people being like, "Oh, Ja's not from the trenches and this and that." Y'all don't know on what he went through growing up. Like, it makes no sense on how people be trying to determine how Ja grew up just because he lived in a 2-parent household. That don't really make no sense to me, because nobody really know on how bruh grew up. But the reason why I really rock with Ja Morant because how he speak out on certain things, you can tell that he's not faking on how he feels. He's going to tell you exactly on how he feels. And that's just like me. When I feel a certain way on something, I'm going to tell you exactly on how I feel. And that's why Ja stands out all the time, because a lot of people are just not used to that type of confidence. And on top of that, he's an NBA player, so of course all eyes is on him. That's why he said himself that he feel like the Memphis Grizzlies are one of the most hated teams in the league, mainly because of him, of course, and everybody just always watching him. Not too long ago, Ja had an interview about the Pacers incident, and this is what he said about it. He said, all that stuff pretty much false. It's been proven. That's all I gotta say on it. And the situation about Ja's friend getting banned from home games for a year, basically there's two reasons on why the Memphis Grizzlies decided to ban D-Tap. The first reason is that literally when that whole altercation was going on in the third quarter against the Indiana Pacers, literally D-Tap walked on the court and started yelling at the Pacers players. D-Tap being a regular fan, he was definitely going to get in trouble. And it doesn't matter if he's cool with Ja Morant or not, because just think about it. Even if Ja Morant's dad would have done the same thing, Ja's dad would have got the boot too for a year. So it's the same exact thing. Devontae was literally just in the wrong. But the good thing about all of this, he's not banned from all games. He can still pull up to the away games when the Memphis Grizzlies travel out. So back on February the 2nd, when they played against the Cleveland Cavaliers, D-Tap was there, of course. And he recorded Ja Morant after the game, and you could tell that he was excited to see Ja. He could still pull up to away games, which is good, and we all know the NBA All-Star Weekend will be coming up very soon, so he can go to the All-Star game in Utah because it's an away game. But when it comes to going to Memphis games, yeah, that's dead for an entire year, just because of the Indiana Pacers situation back on January the 29th. And also the second reason of him being banned is because of the laser situation. Literally, the Pacers staff wrote a statement claiming that they was in grave danger. So as you can see, they was really scared. And of course, the Memphis Grizzlies took action right away. I honestly understand on why they decided to ban Devontae, just because of the complaints they was getting about him. And even not too long ago, Ja Morant went on his Instagram story and he was listening to music in his car. I believe it was Little Baby, and when you hear the song, it said, "I'm not acrobatic, I'm not flipping on my bro, nope." And right after that, you can then hear him say, "I cannot get exposed," still vibing to the song. So as you can see, Ja don't really care on what people have to say, because he already said during the interview, all that stuff is pretty much false. And on top of that, he made this video just to show everybody he is still going to rock with his bro no matter what. I definitely want y'all to leave y'all comments and opinions below on how y'all feel about this. I thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you press the notification bell. T Gang, we out.
To get in it, it's pops. Yeah, okay. Now that ain't gonna, that's not gonna work. Now you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, Sterling Shannon Sharp.
You got to see if I'm really him, or if he's really him. It's gonna be one or the other. Either I'm gonna dunk on him or he's gonna block it. If I miss it, don't count. We still even. If I dunk on him or if he block it, then one or the other gonna have the bragging rights. But hopefully we on the same team.